What makes America great?
Wow, that's a broad statement if you can say it. I mean, diversity. If anything, I mean, we've come from uh, if you look around, I mean, you see you see the diversity of people, cultures, and it's like like everyone says, a melting pot. Um, and at some point, I think we all have come together. At some point, different cultures. I mean, you can go from the American culture, Mexican culture, Asian culture, African culture. I mean, I have experienced most about African culture, um, Asian culture, American culture. So I mean, that's what makes us great.
When were you most proud to be an American?
I moved here in 1996. Um, Young kid, 10-year old. Um, they know what was going on. Uh, my parents brought me here, so they know what was going on. Um, I guess the moment that I chose to become an American citizen was my proudest moment because I chose to be an American citizen, and that's a privilege that a lot of people don't have. I wanted to be an American citizen. I got to choose to be an American citizen, and I'm proud to say that. A lot of people get the privilege of being an American citizen, being born here, but I wasn't. I chose to be an American citizen, and I'm very proud of it.
What are your wishes for America in the future and maybe in the next 250 years?
As we all know, it's constantly changing. Um, but to have the freedoms that I have enjoyed, that most of us enjoyed, that we have enjoyed, um, that's the one I want my kids the opportunity to grow as a person, as an individual. That's what we have here in America. With a lot of places, most of us didn't have in other countries. Me being born in another country, like I we said earlier, that's the America that I want for our future. The opportunity, the freedoms that we enjoy now, that we can still have them. They can still have them then.
What event in your lifetime, positive or negative, meant the most to you as an American?
I want to say 9/11. Now, it was I was a freshman in high school. Didn't quite understand the magnitude of what was happening, and as we sit in classroom, we watch TV all day, and you know we saw how we were under attack, um, and it started to show what we became, how we all became together as a country at that time. It there was no it was we all came together as a country in 9/11, and that's probably one of the most significant uh events that I can think of that I went in my lifetime.
If you visited outside the country or from sea to shining sea, which parts of America have you enjoyed the most?
You miss it. You miss it. I mean, like you said, when we go to Mexico, that's where I was born. We visit for 2 to 3 weeks. I'm ready for a hamburger. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm ready to get a McDouble or a Big Whopper. And it's, I don't know if it's just because we're used to home. I but I always tell my wife and my family that we travel. So I'm ready. I'm on my way back. I'm like, I'm ready for my American food. My kids last we traveled 2 years ago, and we were coming. We drove, and it's a 2 day drive. Was with stopping, and we were just living 30 minutes into our journey, and my daughter, 9 year old, she's, Daddy, I'm ready for a biscuit. She's, I need my 3 hot meals, and but yeah, I mean, we miss home a lot. E- we go back to our native, or I can say from my experience, we go back to our native countries, and you see the things that that makes you want to be there, but then at the same time you see the things don't you want that you don't that won't makes you want to come back home. Which home to me is Chevyville. I've always said it. I'll say it again. I'll say it multiple times. Home has always been Chevyville. Um, and but every time we go back, there's not a time where we say I don't want to go back to Chevyville. No, I mean after, and I mean you kind of know too. Whenever you go on vacation, anywhere you go on vacation, if you're tired after 3 or 4 days, you're tired of being on the beach. I mean, let's be honest. We all kind of you know want to go home, but it's a unique feeling for
Yeah.
sure.
What parts of history have you directly observed or participated in?
When President Obama became the first black president, they gave hope to all of us in the minority that know that we can do whatever we want, or whatever we want in this country. So that's what's so beautiful about this country. They know if you work hard at something, you can do it. So when President Obama became a president, he gave us an identity. We identify with President Obama. So in American history, I probably want to say that's probably one of the I didn't vote at the time, but I want to say that was probably me living through it was one of the things that I could say that he gave me hope for a future. Uh, and I hope it's not just for me. I hope it's for a lot of other people. And you don't have to be the minority to feel that way. I mean, but there was a big uh, achievement as a country, or to see a person of color. And I don't want to go into that.
Yeah.
You know, someone that you can identify as a immigrant, or someone that it's a minority. Uh, See that you can be successful.
How do you feel like that being an American has shaped who you are?
It has definitely changed a lot from cultural wise. Like I said earlier, uh, I have some of my Mexican culture, but I feel like my American culture is a lot more. I live more of an American culture than I do my Mexican culture in my life. Because for instance, events in school with our kids, my parents were not in, and most of my classmates that I went to school would tell you they weren't in that. They didn't understand what how important it was for them as parents to be there for us, and now we're doing the opposite. And you saw that with American kids. Their parents were always involved in their sports events and school events, and our parents were never there. So that was a good cultural thing for us to be involved now in our kids' lives. So that it was a very very important cultural thing that has changed me into being an American now.
Being an American has often been described as a shared commitment. What does that shared commitment look like?
I think we share more than people believe or think. We share a lot of common values. It's Americans. Whether it's family, political, I believe that we share a lot of values that people don't really sometimes don't understand or don't want to see. But I feel like we share a lot more than people think.
I want you to tell a little bit about um, when you first got here and you were put in a classroom and you didn't know very much English at all. And I want you to just share what the first generation immigrant experience for a lot of people who've not lived that. You were how old when you got here?
10 years old.
10 years old. They dropped you in a third grade class, I'm assuming. Second,
Fifth,
third,
fifth, fifth grade.
fifth grade class. Okay, I wasn't aware of that age there. And so, what were your first days like?
I remember like it was yesterday. Um, we walked in, my mom and I, we went to Thomas, and I believe Miss Scoggins, maybe Karen Scoggins was the teacher that I was assigned to. I could be wrong, but I know her name was Miss Scoggins. I don't know her first name, can't remember. And I walk into the room, not know a single word of English. Uh, Maybe the only thing I knew that I could understand was what was my name, and I could tell you what my name was. It was overwhelming. Um, I think I cried when my mama left. Um, but there was one Hispanic kid in that class, and he was my reading. He was my translating buddy. Uh, it was difficult. Uh, everything I need, if I need anything, it was through him. I picked up English quick within. I was a young kid,
Yeah.
3 to 5 months. I was able to communicate with anyone. I had a reading partner. I tell this story all the time, and you probably know him. Probably a lot of people want to know. And I'm going to say his name.
Sure.
Corey Cooper. He was he was my reading partner, and last time I saw him, he still remembered me, talked to me. Uh, so it was difficult. Like I said, but it's a kid you assimilate real quick. You get used to it, everything. Didn't like the food. As big as I am, uh, that's a funny story too. I did not like the food, and we used to have a salad bar at the lunch cafeteria. Didn't like pizza. I liked the hamburgers. I liked nachos at the time. But when it came to pizza, and which we used to get 2 or 3 times a week, I didn't like it. So I didn't like salads either. So I would use the salad bar, and we used to have ham. The only thing I would get was ham, lettuce, and crackers. So when it came to food, and I'm a 300 pound guy, so now you give me whatever you want, and whatever food, and I'll eat it. But it was food was something that I personally didn't like at first, and you 10-year-old, you don't know what to. A lot of 10-year-olds, you don't like most of the food.
Right.
So pizza was one of the things. Now I tell people, I say, man, I wish I could have that square pizza that they used to give us in school. That's my with the sausage on it on top. That was my perfect. That's my the best pizza I've had is a square pizza with the sausage on top of it, and you can't get it nowhere else but in school.